Quick question, have you ever planted something you were really excited about, only to watch it die way too soon? Maybe your tomatoes froze in spring, or your flowers just never bloomed the way you expected. Here's the shocking truth, it might not have been your fault at all. In 2025, the USDA updated the plant hardiness zone map across the United States and Canada. That means your planting zone may have actually changed. Yes, even if you've lived in the same zip code for years. Here's why this matters. Thousands of gardeners this year will plant the wrong vegetables, herbs, or flowers simply because they don't realize their zone has shifted. Imagine spending months caring for your garden, only to lose your harvest to one unexpected frost. But don't worry. In this video, I'll show you exactly how to find your new planting zone using just your zip code. You'll also learn why these 2025 changes are so important, how to choose the right plants for your climate, and how to finally stop wasting time, money, and effort in the garden. Stick with me until the end because your entire garden's success this year depends on this one secret. What exactly is a planting zone? Think of it as your garden's climate fingerprint. The USDA Plant Hardiness Zone map divides North America into regions based on the average lowest winter temperature in each area. Each zone is labeled with a number and sometimes a letter, like Zone 5A, 6B, or 9A. That number tells you how cold it can get in your area during winter. And trust me, plants care a lot about those numbers. Here's why. A plant that loves warm weather in California will never survive a freezing Minnesota winter. On the other hand, kale or broccoli that thrives in cold weather will wilt under the Florida sun. Your zone is what connects plants with the right home. For example, Zone 5 gardeners can expect winters as cold as 20°F. That means citrus trees won't survive outdoors, but apples and cherries will. Zone 9 gardeners with mild winters can enjoy tropical fruits like lemons or avocados right in their backyard. Without zones, gardening is guesswork. And in gardening, guessing usually ends in disappointment. Now, here's where it gets really interesting. The 2025 update changed zones across the map, and that means your planting strategy might need a total refresh.
Here's a question for you. Do you think your climate has stayed the same over the last 10 or 15 years?
Most people assume it has, but the truth is, it hasn't. In late 2024, the USDA released the first big update to the plant hardiness zone map in more than a decade. The reason? Average temperatures across North America have shifted. That means many regions are now warmer than they used to be. The result? Some areas moved forward by half a zone while others jumped a full zone. For example, parts of Illinois shifted from Zone 5B to Zone 6A. In Texas, gardeners saw their zones slide from 7 to 8. Even in northern states like Michigan, Wisconsin, and parts of New York, zones shifted just enough to change frost dates and planting seasons. Now, why does this matter for you? If your zone shifted warmer, you might get to plant earlier in the spring, enjoy a longer growing season, and even try new crops that used to be too delicate for your area. Sounds great, right? But here's the flip side. An earlier bloom might also be killed by a surprise frost. If you don't know your updated zone, you could either miss out on new opportunities or lose your harvest because you planted on the wrong schedule. So let's answer the big question. How do you actually find your planting zone for 2025? The good news is it's super easy. Step 1, go to the official USDA Plant Hardiness Zone map online. This updated 2025 version is interactive and simple to use. Step 2, type your zip code into the search bar. That's it. In seconds, you'll see your exact planting zone like Zone 6A, 7B, or 9A. For example, if you live in Chicago and type in your zip code, you'll see Zone 6A. If you're in Dallas, you'll likely see Zone 8A. In Toronto or Vancouver, you can use the Canadian version of the zone map, which works in the same way. Now, here's why this one click matters. Let's say your zone changed from 6B to 7A. That small shift means your frost dates are different. Your last frost in spring might now be 2 weeks earlier. Your first frost in the fall might be 2 weeks later. That's a full month of extra gardening time you can take advantage of. But here's the catch. If you ignore the new zone, you risk planting too early or too late, losing crops to frost, or wasting time on plants that simply won't survive. So, here's my challenge to you after watching this video. Go check your planting zone by zip code. It takes less than a minute, but it could save your entire garden season. Alright, so now you know your planting zone. What's next? This is where your garden plan truly begins. Step 1, choose the right plants. Every seed packet or nursery label will tell you which zones the plant is best for. Pay attention to those numbers. They aren't suggestions, they're survival guides. If you're in zone 5, you'll need to start warm weather crops like tomatoes, peppers, and eggplants indoors, then transplant them outside once the danger of frost has passed. If you're in zone 7, you get the best of both worlds: cool weather crops like lettuce in spring and heat-loving crops like watermelons in summer. If you're in zone 9, your mild winters mean you can grow citrus, avocados, and even bananas right outside. Step 2, plan your planting calendar. Your zone tells you your average last frost in spring and first frost in fall. That's your planting window. Use it to know exactly when to start seeds, when to transplant, and when to expect harvest. Step 3, prepare for surprises. Even within your zone, the weather can be unpredictable. Keep frost cloths or row covers handy. One cold snap can wipe out weeks of hard work if you're not ready. The number one mistake beginners make isn't forgetting water or fertilizer, it's planting at the wrong time for their zone. Don't let one wrong date ruin your season. Finally, think long term. Some zones allow winter gardening with greenhouses or cold frames. Imagine picking fresh lettuce in January or herbs in December. That's the power of knowing your zone. So let's wrap this up. Your planting zone isn't just a number, it's the foundation of your gardening success. In 2025, the USDA update changed zones across the map. That means millions of gardeners, maybe even you, now have a new zone. And what does that mean? It means the old way of guessing when to plant is over. Your zone tells you which crops will thrive, when to start planting, and how to protect your harvest from frost. So here's your action step. Go right now, check your zone using your zip code, and start planning your 2025 garden with confidence. Remember, gardening without knowing your zone is like driving without a GPS. You might end up somewhere, but it probably won't be where you wanted to go. Before you click away, do 2 quick things. Comment your zip code below and I'll tell you your exact planting zone. Hit that like button and subscribe for more beginner-friendly gardening tips. Your best garden season ever is waiting, and it all starts with knowing your planting zone in 2025.